Welcome back to the Forgotten Realms. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Baldur's Gate Trilogy with a mega amount of mods. Well, we're getting ready to face a bunch of vampires, as you may well know. I don't think I'm really spoiling too much there. So we need Daystar. Now, I put off getting Daystar because I know it's meant to be gotten in, chapter 1 or 2 or whatever.
It shall be.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
You'll pay, you will, or you'll get your face full of fists. It's pretty clear, isn't it? Bully all you want, but I don't have time for it. Leave me be. I ain't letting you go anywhere. You pay or I start smashing. Doesn't leave them or I'll be forced to harm you. Good.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, those could be good. Sun Scorch. Yeah. She'll get those, they're fairly cheap. I think that's all we'll do though. But with the various... Whoa, what's up here? Do I need a guide now? Didn't know if they were looking.
Consider it done.
And so I don't know, with all of my extra gear and such, I don't know if I'm overpowered for this or if this is some uber powered Lich. I don't know. No, cancel, save game. So we're just gonna make a save here. And let's do a little bit of sort of precautionary prep here. Okay. Okay, and everybody also needs to, of course, stone skin up.
It's no use.
Okay, I like true seeing so that they can't go invisible on us and we can cast spells if need be. I think that's enough for this, or for the first try on this.
With all speed.
Yes.
It shall be. I await your word.
I like the painting gets put to the side there. That's a good touch. Long have I rested in the halls below the old city. Long have I been at peace. Your disturbance shall not go unpunished. Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
I will do my best.
Let's go whack him.
They are,
Yes.
the harder I hit.
Well,
I shall not yield to you.
Oh, some damage there. That was easier than I was expecting. Okay. Don't know.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
Oh, never mind. Let's get Trey Fodder to pick the stuff up because he's the one that's. Oh, Trey Fodder, Trey Fodder, Trey Fodder.
Yes.
Spellbook of Lich. He's a pretty weak one. Okay. Blindness, contingency, true seeing, spell immunity. Don't know. We really use that so much. Rod. Wand of fire. Wand of lightning. Wand of cloud kill. Yes, very good. Look for traps. Look for traps.
You just follow me and stay close.
No traps. Well, open that up.
What is my task? Very well.
Here we go. And we'll even take that. Though it's probably not worth much. Longsword. Scroll, which is that. Okay, Daystar +4. Well, it's really just a +2. I mean, note, it's always considered to be a +4 enchantment when determining what it can hit. So I could just, you know, again, I don't know how much everyone knows, but if you say, you know, immune to normal weapons, they can still hit. You know, this can hit. If say immune to like level 2 and below, +2 and below weapons, it can still hit. But once per day, it can cast Sunray, which is very important. 15th level caster, so it's very powerful. And Righteousness. Additional +2 bonus to Thaco and damage for evil creatures. And Sunblade inflicts 6 additional points of damage against undead creatures. So, and special protection from level drain. So while he has this, he is protected from charm equipped abilities. That's also a good one. When we put that down there, but he won't be level drained, just like she won't be when we're facing a lot of vampires. And Rod of Terror, don't know if we really want to use that much. There we go, that will be helpful in some of our upcoming situations.
As you ask.
Sorry about that. Yeah, okay.
It shall be.
Okay, that was going to sort of be the main thing for this episode, but that went faster. I figured we were going to have to replay through it a few times. Well, I guess back down to the docks. Yes, we've been avoiding the graveyard all this time, particularly. There'll be a bunch of stuff going on there, including the main sort of thing.
with all speed.
Gotta go report Mook. Or Mook's death, or whatever. Whatever happened to Mook.
It shall be. Consider it done.
When, as you expected, I regret to report that Mook was murdered. That is unfortunate. She was a friend. I had hoped your support would prevent any deaths. Too many people have been killed or gone missing recently. They seem to know her, though she did not know them. Okay, that looks like the best answer. These events proved what I fear. This rival guild knows our actions well. They likely do. To traitors that joined them, we must stop any more from leaving us. Galen Bale, the agent who referred you to me, has reported that one of his fences is missing. There's a possibility that this man has joined the rival guild, and you should investigate the matter when you get a chance. However, at the moment, we have more pressing issues to attend to. Two of our men, Jalos and Calhan, by name, are planning to leave our little community and join with our enemies. Greener grass and all of that, I suppose. They are to meet their contact on the second floor of the Five Flagons Tavern in the Bridge District. Go there and pose as one of our enemy's new recruits. I want to know what our enemy's lair, or where our enemy's lair is. We have to find it. This reconnoiter could arrive, this recruiter at any time, so I suggest you go to the Five Flagons now. They may prove unreasonable, so be prepared for hostility. Return when you have the information we need. Not just thieves, but traitorous thieves. Our associates sink even lower in errand service. Let's get this over with. Yes. Oh, everybody, come on.
I will do my best.
I've always wanted this game to expand to 9 party members. I don't know if it would just simply be, you know, like I'm always wishing, oh yeah, keep, you know, add another player here and whatnot. If it would just end up being the same thing, that I would wish it was 10 or 12 or whatever.
Come on, let's go.
And of course, some level of rebalancing of things based on a larger party. Not trying to make it easier, just more interesting. Of course, there's at least room for 2 more portraits, though I'm sure they could do better. That was one thing that I don't think they ever were able to figure out how to do.
Very well.
One, and I forget its name, sort of. Oh, what would you call it? Using the engine and rebuilding it. Not a total conversion, but they were trying to rip the DXE apart and redo it. Was claiming to be able to do that and get that going, but it never got anywhere when I was actively looking for the Five Flagons, and that's where we're going. We need to avoid talking to the bartenders. That leads to bad things. because of a bug.
As you ask.
Amber, okay. Dewey, don't know if I know who Dewey is. That's, what's his name? Yeah. Dallas. 2. Ketos, looks like. Rothgar, Firehammer. Okay,
Yes?
Given my intrusion, but I'm looking for someone very important, and I believe it's you. Let me introduce myself. I am Morham, poet from the clan Dalm in the far north. It is more than possible that my name does not tell you anything, but maybe this may, if I say that I am, or rather, I was unfortunately in the past a great friend and admirer of Gorion. Ah, yes, our stepfather, if you will. It is for his memory that I do this. You must be Trefada. I have come to help you, and simultaneously ask for your help. Speak then. I am then, my friend, all yours. Wonderful. I see the spirit and strength of Gorion in you. Listen carefully. You ought to have careful. Listen carefully. You ought to have careful. Many walk behind the children of Bhaal, and if you showed your powers in public, the news would spread too quickly for the likings of any sensible person. Now that it comes in cases that cannot be avoided, but as long as possible, you must try to remain anonymous. Also, I must make a request. In the Gate District, I discovered a great evil, a Lich. Do not know exactly where, because I directed my inquiries to the inn, and there I have not found, but the Lich exists and must be destroyed. We've done that, yes. Once that is done, I will join you in the memory of Gorion, and in the times that saved my life, I will help you with everything. Yeah, we're not going to do this. I wait in the memory that you may eventually. Okay, well.
I need you to watch my back.
Valhalla. Aster, there's lots of people here. But not the ones I know where we should look for the ones. I'm just sort of looking to see who else. Lynn. Killing Wolf. Master. Merchant.
Cities always teem with evil and decay. Let's give it a good shake and see what falls out.
No, I think it's this room.
On my honor, it shall be. What do you require? Your chattering's starting to wear on me nerves.
Jealous, who are you? That who we were looking for? Yeah, Jalos and Korean. Okay. Ease up, Jailus. Maybe they just here for the same reason we are. Lots were talking about making the switch. Could be, I suppose. You there. What are you doing here? Speak and be quick about it. You will do some play acting, I guess. You're here to meet the contact. I thought you might be here to kill me. The person might that be, friend. Why, don't you know? Are you trying to pry information out of me? You a spy, huh? No, I know it. I ain't no spy. Shut up or they'll just kill us instead of talking to us. Ah, geez. They think we're spies. We're gonna die. Alright, calm down. You don't know the name. You don't know the name. Yeah, that's the one that we should go. Kill him before Grayson gets here or they will never take us. Okay, we're looking for Grayson. Okay, so
consider it done.
And let's take them out.
Evil stands aside.
I am ready. I thought as much.
Sword,
Thought I said you get him.
while you can, evil. I won't be as gentle.
There we go. I knew Mints could chunk him.
Live by the sword. Live a good long time.
Nah. None of these are magical. Nah. And there we are.
With all speed.
Well then.
There we go. Another one down.
Shall be.
It's hopeless.
As you would have it.
I'll do my best.
Stand back for justice. Consider it done.
Well, of course I can do that.
Okay, now we wait. In a blood-soaked room after the bodies were chunked up.
I await your word.
Let's take a break from waiting. I want to see her current. Well, we're getting there. Ooh, we're getting there pretty close. Still got a ways to go. She's got a long ways, but she's 13th level compared to 12th level, 10th level, and 12th. 11 and 11, and that's pretty close, so it's got to be divided between the two, is why it isn't very close. And that's still, what is that, 100,000, 110,000 or so away from getting to 14th level.
I will do my best.
There we go.
I trust all is well.
Guild contract. What is the meaning of this? I could hear this fight from the streets outside. What's going on? Nothing, Grayson. Just some spies that had to be dealt with before we could meet.
Yes.
We didn't do that terribly well.
Yes.
Minsk and Boo stand ready. See battle bow? Run, bow, run!
Now get him.
Yes? Very well.
Ah, there may be still hope yet. Put these away so she's not accumulating weight. Two-handed sword +2, good. Potion of critical skill. This is nice, but it just effects of the slow spell. It suffers disease damage, which don't like that. And here we go. Contact note. Grayson, you have been given all the funds necessary for your duty, so you are to act without hesitation. The coin we have offered to give the gravekeeper should be more than sufficient to keep him out of the crypts. Funds must also be offered to keep the city exterminators from hunting the spiders. If they find out that blasted Pana and her pets, they cannot but help find us as well. See to these instructions with all haste. LaSalle, we've met LaSalle before. This is, of course, pointing us into the graveyards district. So,
Done.
Very good. Of course, we already knew that. That's why we were staying out of the area. Well, let's go back up over here. We had this merchant I wanted to talk to, and maybe the other guy.
Welcome to my humble establishment.
Do need to get a bunch of arrows. Wrath of Tyr. I thought I was really going to buy, just more wondering what. Yeah. There we go. Sometimes these colors just look ugly. And
As you ask.
he wanted the attention.
I know a discerning eye when I see one.
Let's see what they have. Okay, Cloak of Non-Detection, somewhat of a burglar type thing. Ring of the Burglar. Rogue Stone if we need to buy one to get a magic item put together for us. Okay, cool. Trifada, do you wish to ask me something? I see you giving me puzzled looks a lot recently. What's on your mind? Oh, that's a good one. Actually, I don't want to be rude, but why do you have a tail if that isn't a personal question, of course? I wondered when you would ask me that, Trifada. I don't mind at all. I'm from a race of elves known as the Fairy. Yeah, we'll go with middle one. Aren't you the elven equivalent of a Tefling? Doesn't that mean you have demonic ancestor? A demonic ancestor? Well, yes, we are like Teflings. We share a demonic heritage, although we do not hail from the plains. We come from the Hellgate, north of here from the High Forest. My grandfather is a Cambion, a half demon. Does this bother you? Yeah, we'll go. Yes, a little bit. Depends on what you mean by evil. Yes, they are cruel and savage, and many people would consider them evil. And in the alignment system, they would be evil. They would be evil most surely. But that is just their way. They honestly don't know any different. You know, like a demon doesn't know any different. He's just evil. Yeah, but obviously you do what makes you so different from them. I have experienced things other fairy have not. This has given me a unique view of the world. I don't consider myself different from my kin, just... Yeah. Painted to me, I have to help. If this is compassion, well, I thank you giving me a chance for it. Yeah, let's just, yeah, chaotic neutral. Yeah, that's not too far. Some of the writers here, and I have not been following much of the modern, I think I was last looking at D&D rules from 3.5 or something. A little too much relativism in a lot of the modern Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Not that there aren't or shouldn't be alignment deviations from the standard, you know.
With all speed.
Elves gone, you know, good, you know, elves from a good race gone evil, or just, you know, sort of neutral, or like Drizzt and others that should be evil that are good. Yeah, okay. Either whether they're like the sort of player characters or very interesting and rare NPCs, yes, but this sort of relativism seems to be creeping into. Because I gave up on the Drizzt's books. I forget what was the last one that I read, but I was an avid reader of it. You know, I don't even think I finished it. But it was going on about how some sort of jumping maybe a bit in the future or something, in which a dwarf was marrying a orc or something, and Brunnar Battlehammer had found an underground city thing in which I think it was orcs or maybe it was goblins, but I'm pretty sure it was orcs and dwarves living in harmony together. Oh my God. What the hell is that? Orcs are evil. They personify evil. That is what they are. That is what they're supposed to be. If you want moralist, relatively moralist type characters, yeah, you get humans, and there's, you know, various things, but orcs are just sort of this core evil thing. Yes, I will grant you if you want to have a few rare examples of difference, but why go down this road? I don't know if they've continued down it. What finally completely got me off of reading any more books, and even though I think Ed Greenwood's books are set before it, I read a couple of his first books, but I don't know, or his Morningstar Adventure books. I'm not talking a series which I think was set before it, but definitely read the Elminster and other books that I really enjoyed. I refuse to read anything dealing with spell plague and Lade, or that's you know, that's another whole thing. I could go on about why tear up. I could almost say destroy, but really tear up the world that's been created, not just by Ed Greenwood, but by so many authors, and I guess they're authors too, but people who create the various books that go with the series. Why junk all of that and, you have this really nice milieu of adventuring things, and then just go in and rip it all apart. And they sort of, the reason for the or the way they sort of kind of wanted to explain going from first edition to second edition was the time of troubles in which the gods were cast down and then they come back. So now things are changed than what you may have remembered before. Okay, whatever. That wasn't a real massive change. And so I just, you know, if you want to create another world, fine. You know, have many worlds and you want to explore them through, whether through spell jamming or sort of, you know, plane shifting and whatnot. You could have so many interesting worlds, and I guess they're trying to bring Magic the Gathering into. They're going to keep, from what I understand, watching some of the videos, AJ Pickett's or whatever, the Mighty Glue Stick or whatnot, videos he's talking about. They're going to leave it just sort of alone for the card game, which I've never gotten into card games. I'm just, I guess, too old for when they came out. But the Magic the Gathering sort of world settings or whatever, they're sort of translating that into Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm absolutely fine with that. If they want to add a whole, you know, take the Dungeons and Dragons sort of not so much setting, but rules and role playing and whatever, and create world or worlds or whatever, and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Add more to it, you know. And I, as a player, can buy absolutely none of those books and none of that material if I don't want to, and I can just keep playing in the Forgotten Realms. And yeah, I'm perfectly fine with an occasional god dying off or something like that. You know, slow change as time goes on, I'm fine with, because the Spider Queen books, I was reading that, which is sort of leads up to, I think, the Spell Plague and whatnot, with Loth trying to rip her realm out of the abyss. I mean, why do that? I don't know. But wanting to create a greater, you know. So, you know, and they kill off, what, 2 or 3? That also sort of spoiled it, too. They kill off 2 or 3 drow gods. Okay. Again, I'm a little more cool with killing off 1. But then they sort of go this whole genetic thing that there's 2 different flavors. One, the sort of main evil group, and then the other, just other dark elves. And they were all sort of corrupted, but there's the super evil ones that are really black. And now, at the end of this, well, the other dark elves, not the super evil ones, are coming back to the surface, and they're now just going to be dark brown or something, you know, sort of like African Americans, I'm guessing. And they're coming back onto the surface, and they're not going to be tainted by this evil anymore. And it's only the true sort of Mesobaranzan Loth worshipping core that are going to stay pure black with the white hair, that are, you know, are the evil condemned ones. And oh God. I mean, as a story, it was a fine set of books to read. And when I first started reading them, I was really happy to be reading the stuff. But just by the end there, no, dark elves are dark elves. And if you know anything about the Forgotten Realms, not all the cities are Loth worshipping centers of dark elfdom. That's fine. There's one that's actually sort of male dominated, and it's very much a wizardry dominated as opposed to priestess dominated city. And that's cool that there's one of those cities out there in the Forgotten Realms, and that they look to other gods, whether in the Drow pantheon or other pantheons. That's cool, but you know what? And it all comes back to, I think, social justice warriorism that companies, for various reasons, want to inject into the games. Partly, I think it is some of these younger people that have come up within the social justice world, and they just want to spread that ideology everywhere they want to go. They normally don't talk about modern politics and Dungeons and Dragons, because it normally doesn't have any relative setting for that, but I think it's partly that, but I also think it's partly, oh, well, if we just change this and this and this and this and this, we'll appeal to women and we'll make so much more money, while pissing off their sort of core players. Now, of course, a lot of their core players can just ignore a lot of stuff, a lot of chatter and a lot of whatnot going on if they wish, like me, but I'm no longer buying Dungeons and Dragons stuff. Again, non-spell plague kind of stuff from later editions, I'd be happy if sort of the lore or whatnot of that and fleshing out of some of the various creatures and whatnot gets sort of translated, and new monster types, though I hate Dragonborn, it just seems gimmicky here in the Forgotten Realms. You want to put it in a different world, fine, but in the Forgotten Realms it just seemed gimmicky to sell more shit. But so so I'd be fine with the stuff going back to the rules, translating it back to the rules that I know, while keeping the the sort of interesting new character classes or whatever, but just translate the stuff to the world, to the rules that I sort of know. I'd be happy with a lot of that, but some of it's going too far, and so I think they just make mistakes. Sort of like Battlefield 5. Okay, I thought he was maybe going to tell me I'm needed somewhere, or one of my NPCs is needed. And having, oh yes, let's in our main promo thing have a woman sniper or something with a prosthetic limb for World War II. Yes, women were in World War II. Yes, in the Soviet Union they were snipers. So, and sure, there were women that were in the resistance, and the Maquis in France and whatnot. I know that. I've made mods with that kind of stuff for the Hearts of Iron 3 and such. But just by doing the social justice warrior BS, I think they end up pissing off people, and I think I don't think they're going to appeal that broadly to the people that they want to appeal to. And I think they're only upsetting their player base. So yeah, now notice here, half of my party is women. I'm perfectly happy with it, so long as it fits the flow of this, and I'm good with that. This is in the days beforehand, but Fade's character was written during, of course, in the post, in the Elven trilogy with the plus, well, there's 4 books, but there's 3 books in the story plus a anthology book, written in that, heading into that phase of things. So yeah.
Yes. What have you to report of Jalos and Kahan?
The contact and your thieves are dead. A letter spoke of the Graveyard District. The Graveyard District, undoubtedly. They have made their lair within the crypts below. From what we have seen of their dark nature, I am not surprised. Very good, we're getting dead. You were not the only ones who were busy last night. The leader of this rival guild, Bodhi, by name, made a daring attack upon us. She can only be a vampire, and I suspect many of her servants are as well. The time has come to strike back to protect our people in the city she has invaded. Mysterious vampire the council was in such ferment about. Not only shall you reach Emoan and Irenicus, but we shall also perform an important task for my people. if we kill her. If is an important word, of course. But before that, I just remembered something I have to do. I wonder, Fade, if you and your companions would help me with a small task. Of course, right, Trefada? Yeah. No, it won't take that long. I just need someone who I can trust to run a rather delicate errand for me. I need some funds dropped off to my mother. No disrespect, sir, but I've done this before and I don't think your mother likes me very much. Isn't there anyone else who you can send? Oddly enough, Fade, I think you are one of the very few whom my mother will let into the house. She gets confused easily. Confused, my arse, she's insane. Good, there's a pouch I need you to deliver, and just a little word of warning, Fade, don't bother trying to slit it open or picking at the seals, you know. I'll know if you have. You know where my mother's house is, of course, northeast side of the bridge district, the one with the fish stall outside. Talk pleasantries and tell her I'd love her to visit, but tell her I'd love to visit, but just now I'm too busy at the moment. You know the drill. Yes, sir. Sounds like every son getting with his mother. Yes, I'd love to visit, just busy. Just busy. Do we have a... Does she or any of us have a specific item we have to drop off? I guess not. So out in front of the fish stalls.
Done. As you ask.
Just to warn you, Aaron's mother is quite elderly and has some funny views. Just smile and nod and you'll be fine. And if she offers you cake, take it, but don't eat it. It's probably 20 years old. Okay.
It shall be.
Fish stalls, down here. Oh, there. Okay. Over here. I've never played the Fade with the Fade NPC before, so this is new to me.
Consider it done.
You look like a good enough sort.
Hello, Mrs. Linvale. I've come to drop some money off for you from your son. Aaron. My Aaron is here now, always too busy to come and see his mother, always busy working, making a profit. Who would have thought buying and selling used cards could take up so much time that you can't even visit your old mum once in a while? I ask you, and me, an old woman, all here by myself. You know, you never know what might happen. I might be ravaged by gnomes in my bed. Well, you do hear stories, don't you? Would you like a cup of tea? Yeah, we'll take a cup of tea. I got to tell you outside, Aaron's mother doesn't know he's a shadow thief. She thinks he's a merchant, and she would get rather upset if she knew her son was a thief. She wanted him to be a knight, you see. I'm the new delivery boy. I'm just a friend of Fade's. And well, you've known her long. My Aaron has sent her along. Last time with money. My Aaron is a good boy, looking after his mother in her old age. Still, I wish we had gone off and joined up with those nice boys at the Radiant Heart. They're very kind to their mothers. They visit them too, oh yes. Quite why my boy had to be a merchant, I don't know. Aaron said, go join up with those. Yada yada, okay. Sleep on it just below. Oh, we're pretending to take a bite. Okay. Don't really know what that errand was all about. Oh. Everybody else come too. I don't think it went too badly, everything considered. At least she didn't chase me out of the house with a poker this time.
What do you require with all speed?
I don't know if that was anything more than just a weird errand to go on. Well, we're going to take this opportunity to end this episode. I want to thank you so much for watching. Thanks for liking the videos, and if you made it this far, please, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Love to see you around more often. And of course, I love hearing from you. So, please post a question, comment, suggestion. See you next time for more Adventures in the Forgotten Realms.